What is posture? See, posture isn't just your grandma telling you to stand up straight. Posture is everything. It's how we move. It's kinesthetic awareness. It's literally head to toe how we stand, how we move, and how our muscles and our soft tissue interact with each other. And you may not realize it, but it plays a big role in how strong you are. But it also plays a big role in injury prevention later on down the line. See, it may not be something that's on your mind right now, but all it takes is one injury. And I will tell you, almost all the injuries can be prevented if you have good posture and good kinesthetic awareness. I'm always talking about making sure your shoulders are aligned properly, making sure your hips are aligned, making sure your core is tight. But here's where it all comes together, and here's where it really starts to make sense, so that you not only don't have injuries later on down the line, but you can perform at your best and ultimately build the best physique and the most aesthetic physique that not only your buddies like, but the girls like too. So I'm here in Austin, Texas, and I'm here with Casey. And today, Casey is going to be my model. He's gonna help me demonstrate bad posture in some ways, and also help me show how you can start to make changes to your workouts and changes to your daily life to fix your posture. So I'm gonna point out 3 of the most important postural deviances that are out there right now, and 3 big things that you can start implementing today to fix your posture so you can feel better and look better tomorrow. So Casey, the first one that I want to talk about is going to be overpronation. If you look at Casey's feet, you can see that he's got a little bit of a flat foot. Now, some of that's genetic, okay? We can't always combat that. I have flat feet too. But the issue is that a lot of overconcussion, like if you were playing a lot of team sports when you were younger, doing a lot of running, can overcompensate and actually cause you to flatten your arch even more. Now, additionally, if Casey was overweight, he'd be putting a lot more weight on that arch as well. But then again, it also comes down to posture and how we are raised and how we learn to walk. Essentially, what we really want to focus on doing is actually strengthening not only the inside of the foot, but also strengthening the entire leg, believe it or not. Because if you actually have weak leg muscles up top, it forces you to compress your arch a lot more, which can lead to even more of a flat foot. So what can you really do right now to actually start combating a flattened arch or start combating overpronation? Well, number 1, get the right footwear, okay? A lot of people end up getting footwear that's gonna try to help fix and try to help overcompensate their flat foot. In reality, you need a neutral shoe. We're talking something like Converse. We're talking about something that has stability on both sides that doesn't try to correct the issue for you. If you have too much of a flat arch already, you may even need orthotics. But one of the things that I like to do, and one of the things that you should definitely start trying, especially with flat feet, is gonna be taking like a medicine ball, a small medicine ball or a lacrosse ball, and actually start rolling out the bottom of your foot. What that's gonna do is it's gonna relax the tendons so you don't get that plantar fasciitis, which is gonna be that pain whenever you roll the foot. It's going to at least make life a little bit more tolerable while you're going through the motions, and it's going to help you start to establish a new stance when you're squatting and lunging so that you don't start driving in an issue even more than you did before. The second big postural issue I want to address today is good old kyphosis lordosis. What the heck is that? That's hunchback. Go ahead and turn to the side really quick, just to show. So traditional kyphosis is really shown as having this rounded arch here. Now, can you take one wild guess as to what typically causes that issue? Typing, just like that, sitting at their desk, hunched over. Well, what ends up happening is it's not so much a weakness of the back muscles like people think, it's actually an over-tightening of the pec minor and of the anterior deltoids and even some weakness in the rotator cuffs. So we end up having this internal rotation that causes us to have the illusion of a hunchback. Well, it is a hunchback, it's not an illusion, but it's not because of weakness in the back. So what most people will end up doing is they'll try strengthening their back, which really isn't solving the issue. You see, our bodies are much stronger than we give them credit for. Even tiny muscles in our chest that are contracting and rolling the shoulders forward are really hard to break apart just by strengthening the back to try to counterbalance. What we need to do is we need to take that same lacrosse ball that we used on the bottom of the foot, and we need to start rolling out the actual chest and rolling out the shoulder insertion and get in the habit of doing that a couple times per day. It actually feels pretty good. If you have a girlfriend or someone at home, you can have them actually use the ball and massage it in your shoulder, and it's actually kind of relaxing and make it part of your nightly ritual. And if you're trying to address this kyphosis lordosis, if you're trying to truly diagnose if it's something that you've got, what you're gonna wanna do is have someone take a picture of you standing sideways. So just like Casey is right now, I'd snap a photo, and then take a look at it. Because a lot of times when you look in the mirror, you're not able to get the full effect, because if you look in the mirror at yourself, you're twisted. You're not able to truly see if you have that rounded arch or that rounded upper back. Okay, so the next one I want to address is very, very similar to kyphosis lordosis. In fact, it has some of the same attributes, and that's going to be an internal shoulder rotation. And there's something that we can do, it's called the pencil test. See, he has a little bit of an internal rotation with his shoulders there as the pencils or pens are facing in a little bit. Now go ahead and course correct and try to bring them all the way back. See, the goal is naturally to have the pens or pencils sticking straight ahead. That indicates that you have nice postural alignment, that your shoulders are strong, that your shoulder girdle is strong, and that your pectoralis major and pec minor are actually relaxed enough to allow that position. It's the difference of standing like this or standing like this, which, as you can see, roll forward again. When Casey rolls forward, it actually rounds his upper body, and it makes his waist look kind of squished. It makes it look wider. Now go ahead and roll the shoulders back with good posture. Look at that. All of a sudden, he's got shoulders. All of a sudden, he's got a nice V-taper again. So you can see how that plays in. Go ahead and turn him in all the way if someone has really bad posture. There are actually people that have this kind of posture where the pencils just completely rotate in. We call that kind of gorilla stance. That's usually when you're just so rolled forward and so hunched back and have so much internal rotation that your thumbs actually face inward. Now, fortunately, Casey isn't that bad off, but he's still halfway in between. So what he's going to want to do is use that lacrosse ball, try to roll out his upper shoulders a little bit, massage it into that area. You can self-massage, or you can go up against a wall and actually roll the ball in. So again, all we're trying to do is loosen up this anterior delt tie-in. We're trying to loosen up the pec tie-in and even somewhat of the rotator cuff so that we can roll back and have good posture. So at the end of the day, everyone, this is what you want to focus on. It's not about lifting super, super heavy in the gym. That comes on later on down the line. What we want here is making sure that we're aesthetic, because once we're aesthetic, then we can truly isolate the body parts that we need to isolate to get the body that we want and to feel the way that we want, not just today, tomorrow, but 10 years down the line and all the way down until we're old and gray and we want to feel our best. I will see you in the next video. Make sure you comment and let us know what kind of videos you want to see here on Six Pack Abs, and make sure that you let us know if we did something good that you like so that we can do more of it. I'm Thomas DeLauer with Six Pack Abs, and I'll see you in the next video.